So what brought us here to OFC Creations Theatre?
Yeah, I think this theater is kind of a special place for the both of us. Musical theater, I think really connects pretty well with science, right? There's a lot of creativity going on there, and then also a lot of creativity related to the research that we do as well. What really jumped out at me was your work in women's health, and obviously women's health is chronically underfunded and understudied, so I kind of knew that that's where I wanted to go. That's where I wanted to invest my PhD career in, is to hopefully move that field forward somehow.
She struck me as a really motivated, together, smart, talented person, and so I was really excited about having her rotate with us. And then, the more time she spent in the lab with us, the more I realized that she also had a really big personality, in a good way. It's been a great ride so far. I can't believe it's actually closer to the end than the beginning.
I grew up in Indonesia, where it's always hot, and I went to undergrad in Oregon, where I don't think we've ever had a real winter there. So coming to Rochester was, I think, the very first time I've experienced serious cold winter. And yeah, I remember it was that February of 2023. When I walked out of my car was completely frozen. I tried to get into my car, which I successfully did, tried to start my car did not start. And luckily you were parked right in front of me because you were trying to go to that TBS recruitment dinner thing. And I was like, Megan, my car won't start. Unfortunately, it was so cold that we couldn't even open the hood of my car. But the point is, you were so willing to help. And I think that really told me what I need to know, about you as a person and about you as a mentor.
I grew up in the country, and my father's a mechanic, so you don't go anywhere without hats, gloves, boots, jumper cables, all road flares, all the things you might need.
So Megan, is there anything about running a lab that feels like putting on a musical theater production?
Actually, I think that's pretty good analogy, because all the people that work in the lab are the crew. They're the stage managers, and everyone's kind of has a part to play in this big play. But sometimes it feels like there's a lot of moving pieces, like it would be in theater. But I think that one of the things that people don't always appreciate about science is, I think the public perception a lot of times is that it's a very, I follow step A, B, C, D, I get result F, and that's, and it's always consistent, and it's always clear cut and dry, and it's black and white. And science is really actually a little bit more like storytelling.
We study a chronic pain condition in the lab called vulvodynia, and the most common type of vulvodynia is called localized provoked vulvodynia, or LPV for short. It affects about 8 to 16% of women in the US, and it's this really debilitating chronic pain condition. My research kind of falls within that therapeutic area where I am interested in looking at the inhibition of this enzyme called soluble epoxide hydrolase, or SEH for short, as a potential therapeutic target for LPV.
These patients really suffer, and we're trying to get whatever tools we can get out there to help people. There's a lot of suffering and silence that happens, so just knowing that their voices are being heard will make an immediate impact on people's lives.
Science can be so competitive and so isolating, and I never once in the many years that I've been in the Falsetta Lab felt isolated. I think everybody in the lab wants you to succeed. When somebody publishes a paper or defends their undergraduate thesis, we are always so happy and so excited for them. I feel so supported in the lab, and I think at the end of the day, that's why I chose to be here.
I want everyone that comes out to realize that they can be themselves, and that self is pretty amazing. It's my quiet way of, trying to fight back against a lot of the negativity that seems to captivate our screens these days, is that, you've got to try to instill the positive change you want to see in this world. And sometimes it's not big grand gestures, but it's one student, it's one trainee, it's one person at a time.
The time that you have invested in me, the time that you have invested in the other students in the lab, that's your legacy. You, like, wherever I end up, like you said, like, I'm going to be passing on the things that I have learned from you to the other students that I will mentor someday.
Yes.
So it's kind
And
of
you're
just
already
like,
doing it.
so it's kind of just like this snowball. So yeah, I think
Yeah.
that's pretty cool about
Yeah.
mentoring.